The NBA playoffs are heating up, and so is the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. With same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. Don't miss out as the NBA postseason winds down.
Oh boy, the playoffs have gotten fun. The Nuggets-Timberwolves series is crazy, and we are locked in to see who comes out of Mavericks-Thunder as well. And if you're new to DraftKings, you got to check this out. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins. That's code JENKINS Jenkins for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
We alive. Welcome to Jenkins and Jones on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Thursday, May 16th, and we have a Game 7 coming up. We're going to discuss the Jamal Murray disaster class, the upcoming Game 6s. But first, we are hosted by Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a.
Hey, everybody, have a gun.
And LaJethro Jenkins, a.k.a.
What's that,
John.
Bubbles? I know you read all that shit. He wrote that shit down, man, didn't you?
Of course I read it.
Coming
Of course I wrote it down. Of course I wrote it down. As you guys can probably tell, I am not this episode co-host of this episode because his son has a playoff baseball game that is actively happening.
Man.
We're getting results live texted to us. It's a one-run game.
Oh, shit.
I will do my best.
What inning is it?
He said they were down 8-2, and now it's 8-7 in the fourth.
Wow. Okay, this is a little barn burner. They supposed to smack this team up, though, he said.
That's what he
said.
said.
With them kids,
That's what he said.
You feel me? Hope they pull it off, though.
There's a chance Mike swoops in late in this episode. Either way, he will be back next episode, and I'm sure he will return like Mike Conley did tonight for the Timberwolves and light the world on fire.
Segue, brother.
So, thank you. Trying to do my best Gardabasio impersonation. Let's start here, though, gentlemen. John, I have one question for you. Do we, and mostly you, owe Rudy Gobert an apology?
I will say this. He looked great today, but what was different was they kept him out of space. He wasn't the primary defender on Joker. They had Naz Reid. They had Cat on him, like we saw. They had Cat on him with 2 fouls, and then in the second half, and then when he got the foul, they had Naz jump on him. It's just I'm really hard on Rudy because I just don't like him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. You know, he gets on my nerves. He frustrates me. You know what I mean? I've never liked players who are in the league who play basketball just because of their size. But I mean, he is 7'3", and it does benefit him. You know what I'm saying? Like when he makes mistakes guarding somebody, he can recover well. He's great at the rim, and he gets a lot of rebounds. You know what I mean? That's very important. You know what I mean? But he's just not the person that's going to be able to guard somebody out in the perimeter like that in space. But today, even when he did have to go, I saw him with Aaron Gordon. He made good decisions, stayed on his feet, moved his feet well. So I'll give him his credit. He looked good today, but he wasn't the primary defender. So I'll give that to coaching too. There's no defense player of the year and all that, but what he's good at is within that 5 feet of the rim. Keep him there, and he can be dominant. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll say, sorry, fuck nigga. I'm just playing. Sorry, Rudy Gobert. I would say that to his face. I'm talking shit. You know what I mean? That nigga 7 foot. That nigga beat me up from across the room. You know what I'm saying? So sorry, Mr. Gobert. I apologize.
Yeah, I felt like I was screaming into the abyss, and I was like, we might have to shoot Rudy some bail last game because I feel like he caught a raw deal on the matchups, like you said. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one is able to lock down Jokic one-on-one. I mean, he last game, like we didn't expect him to lock Jokic down. We don't expect anyone to lock Jokic down. But granted, he didn't even pinch the bitch last game, right? Like he didn't slow him down at all. Right. So I'm not letting Rudy off the hook there. But it's like we've discussed before. Like Tim Connelly built the Nuggets, and he saw how the Lakers gave them trouble. He knows the formula is you gotta have a couple 7-footers out there at a time. You gotta have one guy who's gonna be primary on Jokic, and another big guy playing free safety, which is the plan that they differentiated from last game when they had like Rudy locking up with them. But they went back to that tonight, and we saw how the game went for them, right? So yeah, man, like I am on the side of Rudy doesn't ever just need another Defensive Player of the Year award. 4 is enough, bro. Might be like too many in that motherfucker. But I do think that he caught a raw deal last game, man. I do.
Yeah, nobody's gonna, guard Joker. It's impossible. And when he's playing in that way, nobody guards him. But we saw him getting cooked in the ways we've seen him cooked before in space. You know what I mean? And for me, I don't know Rudy Gobert. I don't think I dislike him for is that weird shit that happened with COVID. But dude, you know what I'm saying? Nobody knew it was going to be what it was. I mean, he caught a raw deal there too. I mean, that's a horrible look, but it's an accident. You feel what I'm saying? Jesus, dog. But yeah, I think like it's just really hard for me that he has 4 defensive player of the years, and he's really good in one area, but can get played off the court in another area. You know what I'm saying? On the defensive end. And we see guys who are great at the cup, like Wemby, like AD, who also are good in space as well. You know what I mean? And so, like, that's what's frustrated with me with Rudy Gobert. It's not Rudy Gobert's fault that I'm frustrated with him. You know what I mean? I mean, he's good at what he's supposed to do. But, yeah, he was having to do a lot of things that he's not supposed to be doing, which is guarding the best player in the world at the three-point line. The fuck is anybody going to do with that? You know what I mean? So, yes, he was good. He got a raw deal. And I was talking a lot of shit. I was really frustrated. And I was bummed out that they got cooked again for the 3rd time in a row. But I feel a little better. So, you know, like I said, sorry, Mr. Gobert.
I have 2 brief Mike-related updates. One is Diego in the chat said, damn, Mike is such a Rudy hater that he wouldn't be on the pod after the W. And I actually forgot. Mike wanted me to make that joke, and I am not as good of a host as Mike is. So, Diego, thank you for catching my mistake.
Diego been in the group chat.
And the second one is that Mike said that Vinny's team tied it up in the 4th, and then just went up 9-8 going into the last inning. So they got to get 3 outs to advance to the next game.
Let's go.
Next question about this game, though. It seems like, and they were talking about it on the broadcast tonight a lot, how there's what can you take from one game to the next in a playoff series. We've seen it across playoff series. We've seen it in this playoff series, how sometimes a blowout in one game doesn't necessarily, sometimes it can mean a win in the next game, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. Denver's going home. It feels like the consensus online is that the Nuggets are we're putting them in pen, not even in pencil, winning in Game 7. But how do you guys feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, thoroughly impressed with the Wolves tonight. Not taking anything away from them, but it doesn't change how I'm feeling about the series. It was one of those games where one team was clicking on all cylinders and the other team couldn't get shit working, right? Like, you know, those games happen. And you know, I had the Nuggets winning tonight. I thought they were going to win in 6, but you know, Nuggets at home, you know, that heart of the champion shit is gonna, you know, come out again, I believe. So I still got the Nuggets winning it and advancing there.
I think the Nuggets will win it. But what I will say is that I don't think we were talking about this before we got on. Like, we talked about how the Nuggets best is better than everybody else's. I don't know if the Timberwolves best is that much behind the Nuggets best. If you know, it could be about even when they're just younger, so they're not as consistent. You know, we've seen like when Cat was going, Ant wasn't going. When Ant was going, Cat wasn't going. You know, that doesn't happen as much with the Nuggets. The people that are supposed to do what they're supposed to do it. You know what I'm saying? On the Nuggets team, because they have the experience and they're older. But what I will say is there's certain things that were repeatable, bro. Like the way Ant approached the double team, you know what I mean? Where he was way more patient and decisive when he attacked it. We were talking about how that double team is really tough. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard double to make it, forcing him to enter offense. And then he wouldn't see the ball back. But when he did get the ball back in the first game, he could be able to move. And so he got the ball back after getting rid of the ball, and the double team softened a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So he was much more patient in that way. And also like how they attacked like KCP, bro. They made KCP's a great defender. But I mean, their size makes it he's not going to guard Nas Reed or Cat in the paint. But he was forced to with the ball movement. And so I think that's very fucking repeatable. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And also in the last game, we got 27 from Aaron Gordon, which can happen. We saw that in last year's. Also, we saw like Bron was like hitting big shots for him. That's not going to happen consistently. So I don't know, man. Like the players that were going off today, you know what I'm saying? This is what they do. You know what I mean? Like McDaniels was playing under what he normally plays like. You know what I mean? Conley did Conley shit. Ant was hurt for part of the third quarter and didn't play most of the fourth and did Ant shit when he was out there. And Cat looked like Cat playing confidently. So I don't know, bro. Like it's a very repeatable game. I don't think they'll get the same game from the Nuggets again. But I think if the Nuggets come out humming, I still think if they play the same way they did, approach the game the same way they did, that the Timberwolves could definitely beat them for sure, bro. You know what I mean? I think this team is really, really good. They're just young. So you don't know what you get from night to night.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think this game changes how I feel about the series, but I do think that it's kind of reaffirmed the notion that the Nuggets got to make some moves this offseason. right? Like they're not the same team. I still think they're the best team in the league. I still have them winning the championship, but they are not the team that won the championship last year. Last year they were 16-4 in the postseason. They've got 4 losses already this postseason, right? Like they need some bench scoring. There was a time, there was a stat before garbage time when the benches got cleared where Denver's bench had 0 points, Minnesota's bench had 15 points going to start the fourth.
Right.
Like, they're missing like that Bruce Brown type guy there,
Bruce
right?
Brown.
Like so they for sure got to get out here this offseason, and they got some pieces to pick up, man.
I mean, like during the regular season, you know what I'm saying? Like P.Y., Christian Brown, they had some great minutes, you know what I mean? And we've seen Christian during the playoffs have some great minutes, you know what I mean? But during the playoffs, you just need some consistency. And Bruce Brown where he won games for them big games for them in the finals last year. That's kind of hard to big shoes to fill for those young pups, you know what I mean? So I feel you. Like if they're going to continue to dominate, I don't know if they beat this Timberwolves team next year if they win this game 7, because they'll have a year under their belt, and they'll have a year under his belt. You know what I mean? So I think they definitely make some moves, but they're still a great fucking team. I think if they beat this Timberwolves team, they're still winning the chip. Like I said, I don't trust this. I think the Celtics are good enough. I don't trust the Celtics enough to beat either one of these teams if they make it out of the West.
Yeah, I think the bench thing, it feels like in the playoffs now, with how good the NBA is, you need at least one, if not more than one, two-way guys off the bench. Guys who are not going to hurt you on defense and who can consistently contribute offensively. And like Christian Brown, like you're saying, can sometimes do it offensively. Justin Holiday can sometimes do it offensively. Reggie Jackson is not doing it defensively. Like none of their guys are consistent enough on both ends of the floor. I think the Game 7 thing that's interesting about the two teams stylistically, to what your point is, John, about how their ceilings are actually pretty close, is the Nuggets are like an offensive juggernaut and the Timberwolves are a defensive juggernaut. And Game 7s oftentimes are a defensive struggle, sometimes, at least at the start of a game, right? Teams oftentimes come out flat. So it's like, what sort of takes hold? The Timberwolves defense on that? Does that like really just clamp down? Or do the Nuggets just have this offensive superiority that breaks through that Game 7 struggle type of situation? It's like such a microcosm of the entire series in that sense.
I think that Game 7s just affect the offense more because people are tight. You know what I mean? And you played each other 6 games already. These players really, really well. You feel me? You watch hella tape. You have a lot of minutes with them. Like, dog, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be who can go out there and just get a fucking bucket. The plays, all types of shit. So I think that leans towards Denver because like they have the experience. But a team as good at defense as this Timberwolves team is, and also like Tyler talked about the Lakers, right? It's not just size, it's how they approach the game. Like when they are aggressive on defense in the way they were tonight, you know what I'm saying? Like they win. And that was with the Lakers when they won the championship. It all started with defense. And so if they get motherfuckers discombobulated, they have Murray struggling. You know what I'm saying? Even at the point when he was open, sometimes he's missing shots. He's shooting the ball on the way down. Like that's a dude that's thinking when he's taking jumpers. You don't want to be thinking taking a fucking jumper, bro. You know what I mean? And so I think I think the Timberwolves have a great fucking chance. When I don't think it all is like pinned in like how people are saying. But bro, I don't know, man. I think I want the Timberwolves to win. That's why I'm kind of like.
I feel like you're talking yourself.
I also think I'm like talking myself into it.
That's what it sounds like.
The Timberwolves got a real shot. Also, they're young, and they don't have the pressure the Nuggets have. So we're talking about like they've been there before. The Nuggets are supposed to win this fucking series. They're supposed to win the chip. There's some pressure with that. I don't think Murray will be affected by it. I don't think Joker will be affected by it. But I think the other players, you know what I mean? They can get a little tight. And if the other players aren't showing up like tonight, I don't know, this young team, they really don't got that much pressure. They just out here playing ball. We'll see.
I think this is a conversation we have with Claire that most teams take on the personality of their best player, right? Mm-hmm. And Jokic, calm, cool, collective dude, right? Super even killed. And I do think that nerves come with players fearing that they're going to disappoint their best guy and, get their fucking heads bitten off. And that's not the case with Jokic, bro. He's not that guy. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think nerves are going to come in. I think that they're just going to be the same team that shows us, oh yeah, this is why they won the championship last year, why they're probably going to win it this year. I think that they're going to win pretty handily. I'd say by like 10 or 12, bro.
Wow. I mean, I don't think that's 5 possessions. That's a lot, but it's not that crazy to see for sure.
I will say The youth thing, I don't think the Timberwolves are winning a close game. I think if they're winning, even in Denver, they're probably winning by 10 if they're winning the game. Something like this, where they just really clamp down on defense. Nuggets shoot poorly. Even with Ant, who feels like he can be a Dwayne Wade 2004, 2006 level closer, I think they're too young to sort of get through a nail biter in Denver. But I don't know, man.
I like what I saw with Ant on defense with Murray, bro.
Oh yeah.
That motherfucker was locking up. Wasn't no cute shit. You feel me? Like whoever he had on him, he was locking up, bro. And I love seeing that. And that's one thing about being young, G. You got all energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to play that way takes a lot of energy, and they got enough of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they have more than enough of it. So I don't know. We'll see, man. Like I said, this game, the way they're approaching was super repeatable. It was super repeatable, bro. You know,
Say it.
Do it.
Timberwolves in 7. Timberwolves in 7. Hey, bro, did y'all see what that motherfucking hezzy hands up? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
bro, that hezzy was crazy.
I got up and ran, bro. My wife was like, "Hey, man, you got to go to the room with that." somebody trying to eat dinner. You distracted. Take your ass to the office with that shit, dog.
Yeah, that was an incredible.
He was so good tonight, and he is all business. And after the game, he's putting up the 7. Or not after the game, when he was subbing out in the fourth quarter. That we've talked about it 50 times now. We talked about it last episode with Claire about how mature he feels and how intelligent and how it doesn't. He feels young in the exuberance level, but in the way he's approaching it, does not feel young. It's really amazing.
This is his 4th year in the league.
Like D Wade, he's 22. D Wade in that championship run, which I know the Timberwolves only the second round, but D Wade was 24. That's like a lot different than a 22-year-old. I can't remember. I can't remember seeing a 22-year-old take hold of playoff, like multiple playoff series in the way that he's taking hold of them. They haven't won 2 playoff series yet, but he is really putting. I can't remember the last time someone this young was this dominant in the playoffs.
Yeah. D Wade was averaging like 36, something crazy like that to win, though. That's a lot to ask to anybody.
I'm not asking it.
I know what I'm saying, but
I'm not trying to take.
I know you're not. I know you're not. But I'm saying, like, yes, I do like somebody that young, like being that dominant and feeling like somebody in their prime. Like the fact that he's 22 is mind blowing. Like, how the fuck is this kid 22 years old? And the way he approaches the game. Like, did you see when he was out the game, they got it to like 13, the Nuggets did. And you saw like Nas Reed kind of pressure. His shot wasn't falling, so he's kind of pressing a little bit, which I thought he got really good at hitting attacking the paint, using his body, back to the basket, all that type of shit. You know what I mean? But then you saw Ant stand up and was like, calm down, bro. Like, relax.
Yes.
And then they stretch it back out again. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, like he's that guy. Like, and like Tyler says, you take on the personality of your, you know, and as somebody that's super confident in him, also relaxed in a big moment, who loves a big moment. So we hope that, you know, we hope to see that, you know, in other players as well.
100%. I guess the last player who was 22 years old who was this good in the playoffs is probably Kevin Durant when they got to the finals in 2011.
Kevin Durant wasn't all that good in the finals, was he? I feel like.
No. I know, not in the finals, but leading to the
conference. The conference. I was. Do you remember that, Tyler? Like 2011, 2012 chip, where like
we watched that shit in a bar together. We watched it.
We watched that
game 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
We did. I was
in
New Orleans. I was extremely scared of KD when I knew they were going to play the OKC. KD was incredible in the clutch moments. The fourth quarter like points were like the best in the playoffs. You feel me? He was like averaging a 30 ball. He didn't quite show up the same. But I remember that set. We was in the hotel, and what was the old boy with the raising head? What's his name?
Who you talking about, Chris?
You know, raising head. Who was no the nigga who played for the
Are you talking about a friend of Tyler's or a basketball player?
Raise head. He played for the Duke.
Battier.
Battier, yeah. Battier.
Sharpay head.
Call that nigga raise head. You feel me? Yeah, Battier. I remember Battier didn't like hustle for a ball. And I was like, you supposed to die for that.
Yeah, you supposed to die for that shit. Fuck, nigga. I vividly remember.
I was hot as hell, bitch. Yo, lay out for that, nigga. This is a fucking game 6, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm supposed to get a chip, nigga. Fuck you mean? But yeah, man.
But you know, to the conversation, 06 Wade is the best young player we've ever seen in the postseason.
Yes. Yes.
He averaged 35, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals in the 06 finals. Closed out that game 6 with 36 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. 24 years old.
Jesus Christ.
That's
Do
insane.
y'all remember
That is
D
insane.
Wade at the rim, though? Not on the offensive side, of the defensive side. Has there been a guard that was that good at protecting the rim? I can't remember a 2-3 guard that could protect the rim the way D Wade did. He would meet big.
Ant's done it a couple times this playoffs, but yeah. Ant's done it a couple times in this postseason, but not.
Ant comes from the back and pins your shit with 2 hands. You feel me? Ant's also, well, how big is Ant? How tall is he? Like, what, 6'6", 6'7"?
Like 6'4"?
Oh, he's not 6. Is he 6'4"?
I don't even know.
No, he's
like
about 6'5", I think, right?
He
plays bigger than he is.
He's like 6'6".
He's listed at 6'4".
Okay,
He's listed at 6'4".
The D-Wade was what, 6'3"?
With a 6'9" wingspan.
Oh, wow, that helps. And he jumps out the fucking gym.
Yeah.
But D-Wade just seemed a little smaller to me for whatever reason.
D-Wade, same height, 6'4", with a 6'11" wingspan.
D-Wade's wingspan was 6'11"?
Good Lord. That's what it's listed as.
Jesus. But there's why the math, it adds
there
up.
It is,
the math,
Best shot blocking guard in the NBA history.
And he was nasty at the run offensive side too. I think he could have played 2 or 3 more years if he approached the game differently. That motherfucker tried to embarrass everybody attacking the rim, booming on everybody. I miss D-Wade. Do we have a player like D-Wade? Will we see another D-Wade? Like, I know we talk about, Catlers like MJ and shit, but like the way a D-Wade approached basketball was like how all day approached being a running back. Playing football. Was where, like, you know what I'm saying? I kind of feel, like I feel like I feel like when we would see all day, he would be running and he could run out of bounds. He would turn and run in just to take the hit or to give a hit, really. You feel me? And I feel like D-Wade approached basketball the same way. And that's just a hard way to play a sport. You feel me?
Yeah. So, also his injuries, like if he had those problems in today's game with today's medical advancements, like his career would have lasted so much longer. Like, go back and look at some of the like knee braces he was wearing when he was at Marquette and shit. Nigga, them shits look like dishwashing gloves, bro. Like, like it is, bro. Like the technology in 2003 when it came to like knee injury rehab and shit is so much different than 2024 technology, bro.
Yeah.
You said he had a towel, you know what I'm saying, tied around his knee. You know what I mean?
Oh, that brother, terrible.
All right, let's move to the first of 2 Game 6s we have coming up. We're going to bring in fellow co-producer Josh, who is our resident Knicks fan. Josh and I were talking before we started, and I asked him if he's worried because the Pacers have not won a game in Indianapolis, or the Knicks have not won a game in Indianapolis in this series. And he basically said he feels about this series the way that he would feel if they were playing the Charlotte Hornets.
Really?
I basically said the Pacers suck, if I'm going to be honest with you. My thing is this. The Pacers, they got to the second round because they played a Bucks team that didn't have Giannis, that barely had Dame. It had Chris Middleton on one leg. The Pacers don't scare me at all. The only problem I have with the series is that the Knicks aren't healthy. So that's literally the only thing. And Jalen Brunson showed to me in Game 5 that he's healthy. So now my worries as a Knicks fan are pretty much gone because I don't think that they're going to be able to survive a healthy Jalen Brunson, a 2-footed Jalen Brunson, and a team that basically whipped their ass in Game 5. So personally, I had the Knicks in 5. That was before Mitch went down. That's before OG went down. The Pacers don't scare me at all, man. I think they're fugazi. They're so fugazi.
Yeah. I'm inclined to agree.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. They suck. I don't know how to put it.
I just think when you're a best
do
player.
You guys think the Pacers have any chance?
I think they have
I said, do you think the Pacers have any chance?
I mean, Haliburton as a side, he wants to play basketball. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing. I mean, when Haliburton, we talked about this so many times. When Haliburton's aggressive, they're a really good team. They're a competitive team. But there's times in the moments, even when he's playing a solid game, where he just seems too passive. And I mean, like, you need your best player to be a fucking dog in the playoffs, especially to beat a Knicks team like this that has Jalen Brunson and a ton of fucking dogs, you know what I'm saying, surrounding him. You feel me? Like the Knicks, this Knicks team is one of the, like, I don't, when you go down the roster, who are you not confident in a big moment? You know what I'm saying? Like, they dragging nuts everywhere, win or lose. Fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, you can't beat these niggas on some cute shit. It's not happening, dog. Not this team. So, like, yeah, I think the Knicks pull it off, but It just depends on Haliburton, like how competitive that game is. Like you gonna decide you want to, play aggressive basketball like the best player on a team is supposed to do, or you want to fucking be Eric Snow entering fucking offense, bro. Like make a decision, G. Crazy.
Haliburton is
and I like Haliburton. I really, really, really like. I think he's fun as shit.
Yeah, Haliburton is so confusing to me because he's a dude who led the league in assists. He had those runs where he was going on these crazy streaks, like 3 games, 40 assists, 0 turnovers, right? But he's a guy where if his buckets aren't dropping, if his offensive game isn't clicking, he's not affecting the game with his passing either. Like when he checks out, he checks all the way out, right? Like you hear the cliche of, oh, he can affect the game without passing and all that, but if he has an off night, but that's not Haliburton, bro. If that shot ain't falling, he's just out of it. It's so confusing to me because, like I said, he's a guy who's one of the best passers, one of the best facilitators in the league, but when he's out of it, if his buckets aren't dropping, that facilitating shit goes out the window too. I don't get it at all, bro.
And what's weird is didn't he have 7 shots last game, 2 a quarter and a half into the game? Like, give yourself a chance to blow it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a boxing, you know what I'm saying? Like this is boxing terminology, you know what I'm saying? But like, go out on your sword, nigga. Go out on your shield, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like, go out fucking fighting. Dog, like if you're taking 7 shots as the best player on the team, like as a team that they need you offensively, I incline to believe you ain't put the amount of effort in to win a game. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even tried. So that's what I'm like, bro. Like going on your fucking shield, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go out chucking that bitch. You feel me? Make it rain, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like at least you knew you gave your all. Like what would bother me is not trying. What would bother me is to get that motherfucking stat sheet. I took 7 shots. I'm Tyrese Haliburton. I took 7 shots in a fucking, like in a game that like a game 5, like a game that could that's. Well, how many people? What's the percentage of people that win game 5s and win the series? Probably pretty high.
Yeah,
83, nigga.
In a 2-2 series.
You feel me?
High.
Like, dog. Like this is a big ass game. And I took 7 shots. What the fuck am I doing? That would be if I went 5 for 25 on some Allen Iverson numbers. You know what I mean? I'd be fine with that shit. I'd be fine out, letting that thing go. I gave it them all. 7 shots would bother the fuck out of me as Tyrese Haliburton. You know what I mean? So like, if I'm in the game, I'll be like, I'm at minimum going to be aggressive. At minimum, I'm going to be aggressive. You know what I mean? And
it's not in his nature though. Like his nature's pass first. So if you're the Knicks, if you double him, if you pick him up full court, he's going to pass the ball because that's what he does. He shoots out of necessity most of the time. And I think that's what they did well last game was they got the ball out of his hands, they pressed him full court with Deuce, and they got rid of the ball. It's not in his nature. What you just said is not in his nature.
Well, the coach got to figure something out. He got to figure something out because when they're good, he's getting buckets and he's aggressive with the ball in his hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we've seen at times where like, Tyrese, you had a layup. Why are you passing it out to the open 3?
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I have
we see that more than we should see that
from
a guy that's as good as he is. Like, bro, you had a layup, bro. Like, when is a team better when the best player is not shooting the basketball? What team that's ever been good has been better when the best player's not shooting the basketball? Doesn't make sense. So,
I've never seen you so mad at a player that you don't have a rooting interest in. This is the chat. I want the chat to know and all the listeners to know. This is like 50%. This is like 30% of John's anger. When this game is happening tomorrow, John is going to be blowing up the group chat like, take more shots, Allie. I need you. Like John is as angry, as upset at a player as I've ever seen.
He's so good. He's so good. And it's like, and I really like him. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like the whole world sees it. Why do you not see that? Where's the coach? Why is he not in his ear? Like, my nigga, we need you to be aggressive, bro.
His team. Why isn't Miles Turner in his ear yelling at him?
Like, you feel me? You know what I mean? Like, if he was on the Knicks, could you imagine what they'd be saying?
Josh Hart having up in the corner on the bench screaming at him.
Me? White Dante? Fuck, nigga, you need to all about his day.
John's turning into an indie animal over here with how much he wants Haliburton to get going.
I let it slide if he said it to Tyrese, like, fuck, nigga, you need to shoot the ball. I'll be like, hey, give him the pass. He's speaking facts. I don't know, bro.
He's right. He's right.
Dude.
All right. Do we want to talk about Mavericks-Thunder? The Mavericks are up 3-2, and it's going to Dallas for Game 6. It sort of feels like that's wrapped up But it's been a fun series. I just feel like
It's been fun. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 7, but I've still got Dallas coming out of that. Not wavering.
What's interesting is them winning games with Kyrie playing like a passive role. He's doing the Haliburton shit, but they're winning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, he's being more of like a, initiating offense, making passes. Like, I remember we had a joke when he was playing with Cleveland. We're like, when the last time you said good pass, Kyrie? You know what I mean? we don't get a lot of Kyrie. Kyrie let that thing go. So he's changed the way he's playing, and they won with it. That's interesting. I thought he was more important to the offense, but yeah, they've been winning. So yeah, can't be too mad.
all right. We have two non-basketball topics submitted by Mike Gardabasio. His presence will always be
They win
felt on
that
this
game because
podcast.
now I'm stressed, bro.
He said it was tied going into the bottom of the sixth, which is the last inning for them, and then we haven't got an update since.
Oh man.
So we shall see.
Not
I'm feeling like it's either a tragic win or a tragic loss or a huge win, and we haven't gotten a text either way. So
we'll
be
know about
sure to
how red
update
his
if we
face
get
is
one.
when he hops on this motherfucker. Is that motherfucker
100%,
bloodshot
100%.
red? Yo, sorry, man. I hate to see it, dog. But they'll have the All-Stars. They'll have traveling basketball, so Vinny will still be playing. But damn, that sucks. They have a really good team.
The first non-basketball topic we have is that the Olympics, which are this summer, are reinstituting for the second time since last Olympics the anti-sex beds. They were also used in 2020. They're twin-sized, and they're reportedly trying to discourage, because they're so small, inter-athlete relations. Although their official statement is that the reason they're doing this is because it's they're really easy to like set up and take down or something, so they're very eco-friendly. But really, it's because they are trying to discourage the athletes from relations. And Mike also wanted it to be known his commentary on the matter is, quote, trying to stop athletes from having sex in the Olympic Village is like trying to stop the Earth from rotating. Fellas,
Bro,
your
I
thoughts?
saw that picture and I was like, where is the sex proof here? like a twin bed? Look, that's how you
Shoot
know
that thing up, man. Make them
Right,
stand.
bro, that's how you know
ways.
whoever's idea this. There was like a whole board of people who had this idea, and none of them were fucking in college because twin beds ain't stop a motherfucking thing. I'm telling you right now, dog. What? No, and these are a bunch of 22-year-old kids out here. You think they're gonna give a fuck, bro? It's gonna be a throwback. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, oh, we was just here. This is how we was getting down 2 years ago. You feel me? You just giving them some nostalgia right there. You thinking you stopping some shit? Like, it's the worst fucking idea I've seen, dog.
What's the reasoning behind that? That's some real hater shit. Like, they don't think they'll be able to compete at, like, you know what I'm saying? I think, at full strength if they're not fucking. Like, this is like a dated way of approaching shit. All people I know that's doing that are like boxers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Boxers
and they're
are
fucking
heavy on that.
insane. Some
Right.
boxers drink their own piss. You know what I mean? Like, and that sounds like, like a similar way of thinking when it comes to like how an athlete performs. I don't know, G. I mean, as long as you ain't like cracking an hour and a half before you run in 100-meter, you know what I mean? Like, you compete in a decathlon, maybe you should take a few days off. You know what I mean? But like, other than that, you know what I'm saying? You out here doing a shot put at a high jump or some shit like that, nigga. Bro, you know what I mean? Just throw some.
And also, some of these people don't have their events coming until like the 12th
Yeah.
day of the Olympics or whatever. Like,
And there's
what
an
are they
Olympic
doing?
Village too,
I-
right? Like, they're all hanging in there. Like, what? Like, bro,
They're all hanging.
They want to play PS4, PS5. What the fuck, nigga, bro? All them athletes.
It does feel very antiquated, and it's also like, did the people making these decisions not think that this was happening
Right.
30 years ago? This was happening 30 years ago. I promise. I hate to burst the bubble of whoever came up with this policy in the Olympic Committee, but this has been happening. You can. I promise
I'm
you
gonna
that.
tell you something, bro. They could put no beds in that motherfucker.
Right.
It's still gonna get to cracking, nigga.
Nature
Lean
finds a
against the
way.
wall, grab the motherfucking sink, something like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, that makes no sense. Like that's the weirdest thing. Like you said, it's a lot of motherfuckers ain't fucking out here. Mike broke down the stats. We see them more and more every day, dog. Crazy.
Before we get to our last topic, I want to let you guys know that I put in our in the YouTube chat, does John owe Rudy an apology? And 58% said
Oh,
no.
really?
So we have a lot of Rudy haters
There are
still
a lot of people that
staying
you said.
strong
I don't
in the
really.
chat.
I didn't look at the comments, but you said a lot of people were defending Rudy, right?
I saw a lot of people saying can you leave the guy alone? Jokic is going to cook anybody. He's going to cook. He cooked Anthony Davis in the first round, all that, which is
yeah, for
true.
Sure.
But we're here to clown Rudy Gobert.
I think the thing with Rudy is, I really feel like if he was 6'9", he wouldn't be in NBA. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? If he was 6'9", 6'10", would he be in NBA? He couldn't guard the rim the way he does. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the feet to like. But this is a guy we give 4 Defensive Player of the Years. Where like his biggest superpower is his height. I mean, he's athletic, but like he's not like what player in NBA now, if you made him 6'9", wouldn't be in NBA? There's who else would we say that for? Rudy.
It's a good question. I'm realizing it's sort of crystallizing for me in this moment that the reason you don't like Rudy Gobert is because you're 5'11".
That could be. It could be hate.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
He should be 6'9", an accountant, and I need them fucking 5 inches. I'd be 6'3" and a horrible human being.
I will agree with you.
I would want to be 6'3".
There's one play.
I would take 6 foot. Just give me 6 foot. We cool, bro. Give me 6 foot.
It's okay, John. You can be the height that you are.
5'11" is the worst height. It's the worst height.
I'm also 5'11".
It's a terrible height. We're the most basic motherfuckers on the planet, bro. Like, I just maybe more confident than I am, bro. You know what I mean? You're making good money at a younger age. You know what I mean? You had life figured out, dog. You feel me? I'm out here struggling, Honda driving, figuring it out. You know what I mean? So
there was one play tonight where it was a whistle, so it was a stoppage for a second, and the ball bounced to Gobert, or he had the ball or whatever, and he just tried to take like an 8-foot like floater, and it to your point, it looked like the most unathletic thing you could possibly see. It's jarring to see him attempt a shot that's not a dunk.
They talk about how like Ant doesn't give him the ball in space. And they're saying like that may be Ant like not understanding like being young. I'm like, no, like you don't want the ball in space in Rudy Gobert's hands. There at one point last game, he tried to do a spin move. And he like stopped in the middle because he was like, "Oh yeah, I can't do that." Like that's what it seemed like. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, who can't like do a spin move? You feel me? Like, I mean, like you should have a basic spin move to finish at the other side of the rim or whatever. Like, and also I see a lot of times where he's out of position on as far as like not finding a guy, not boxing out, but he'll get the rebound because of his height. It's like it's just little fundamental things that frustrate me, like bringing the ball down to his hip when he gets the ball in his hand and gets stole or fouled, bro. Like, nigga. I got mad at my teammates in 8th grade for doing that shit. You know what I mean? Like, so that's my frustration with Rudy. But he is 6'3", and he is effective at the rim. So, like, everything, a hypothetical question, if he was 6'9", he wouldn't be in the league. Who gives a fuck? It's not a fact. So, yeah, man. That's my beef with the man. But
Understood. Our second non-sports topic submitted by Mike is: do you guys remember the pack of orcas that was taking out boats?
Infamous Gladys.
They're back.
Gladys.
Infamous Gladys. They are back. There was a report of 2 people on a boat in the Strait of Gibraltar, which is off Morocco, I believe.
Wait, do you know that just off the top of the head?
I skimmed an article. Damn. I skimmed an article.
Good for you. I'm gonna say.
I am terrible.
Tyler, did you know that?
I couldn't even tell you.
Shit.
Yeah, it's in the Mediterranean shit. Like
you knew that?
Right under Spain.
Yeah, of course, Tyler knew. Of course.
If I'm not mistaken.
I couldn't even tell you where Iowa is. Never mind the Strait of Gibraltar. So you can point out Iowa.
I was great at. It's an embarrassing thing. It's not embarrassing.
I was
remember
right
the 50 states and the
it's not
50 states and the 50s and the capitals. The only one I missed was like Jefferson City in Missouri, because I refused to put Jeff City as the capital. I feel like St. Louis should be the capital, so I just put St. Louis. So I got a 98 instead of 100. I'm
That's
pretty
hilarious.
Good at that shit.
But anyways, the boats are back, or the orcas are back. There was an SOS call off in the Strait of Gibraltar. The boat was eventually sunk, and the tracking data, I'm not sure how they tracked it. I guess everyone, yes, the 2. Sorry, I should have led with that. The 2 people that were on the boat are fine. But the data says that this pack of 15 whales says that there have been at least 673 interactions between these orcas and boats since 2020. Not all of them sinking ships, but at least them approaching and like checking it out, and then some sinking the ships. 673 in the last 4 years.
They pressing everything moving that come on the block. Like 673. God damn.
How crazy
What's
is that?
crazy is like do they have memories like elephants or something? Like I feel like they ain't never gonna let this die, bro. Like this, it might be beef forever to the end of mankind, nigga. You know what I mean? This shit might get ugly. Like when it's like, who's gonna tell them to stop? Who's gonna be like, Miss Gladys, my bad. You
I
feel
think
me?
that humans
You
have
know,
tried.
exactly.
and
Like
then they
she gonna
and
pass
they have
this down to
failed.
her progeny, nigga. Like she gonna be like, yo, when I'm out of
Right.
here, keep pressing these niggas. They tweaking, bro. You know what I mean? This is our ocean. I respect it, bro. Fuck squashing the beef.
The
We ain't
sea
shit.
people, I don't know who is the sort of organization that's in charge of this, but they have said that they believe it's not personal, that this is just sort of like a weird thing that's happening with the whales. I find that a way to just sort of try to keep it quiet because it feels pretty personal.
Man. This feels like I don't know.
How do you even determine if it's personal or not? Like we talked to an
I have no
orca,
idea.
and he said, "Back to you in the studio."
It's a great point, Josh. It's a great point.
Throwing up gang signs on camera, nigga.
Yeah, like how the hell? Come on.
It's a great point. I do have, before we get out of here, a very important update from our fearless leader, Mike Gardabasio. He said, walk-off winner. Vinny and his boys walked it off, bottom of the sixth. They're advancing to the next rounds. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Vinny.
Man. Shout out
to
I hope you celebrating.
Greater Long Beach.
I was nervous, bro. I was really waiting for the news, man. The way you I think you kind of like set it up when you were telling us the news. Where like you about to say it was a loss. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. My nerves peaked. You feel me? So I'm glad.
Man. I probably wouldn't have even said it on the pod.
Okay.
Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Vinny.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else, or should we
Cool, man. I mean,
call it?
Mike was gonna jump on, but hey, he should celebrate with the sun. That's a big win.
Yeah, he's got probably some
Hell
ice cream
yeah,
to go
man.
get for his
Hell
10-year-old. I think. More
Capri
important than
Suns.
this.
They still
We
drink
will
Capri
most
Suns?
likely. I
Man.
sure hope so.
Some recipes just can't die, dog. You need to keep them. Twinkies can go though. Twinkies was trash. You know what I mean? Capri Sun should stay.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite like kids treat or snack like that? Not
I would say
Twinkies.
Hostess cupcakes, bro. Oh wait, I can't. No, the fucking oatmeal pies. The fuck?
Little Debbie's. Yeah.
What?
The oatmeal pies.
What is that?
The oatmeal cream pies.
You are really 22.
You
Come
never
on,
had
baby.
a Little Debbie?
Oh, I've seen
You've
these.
seen
I've
these?
seen
You
these.
never
I've seen
had
these.
one?
I don't
You
think I have.
smoke
I
weed
wasn't
and you
really
never
into
had one?
oatmeal.
Have you had a moon pie before? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I've had like versions of this, just not the
No,
oatmeal.
that's
one.
the version.
Okay.
What?
I've never had one. I've never had one.
You didn't have that for me.
I've never. I had nothing. I can say confidently, I've never had one of these
Daniel
oatmeal
says
pies.
oatmeal pie.
It
slap.
sounds
How old
good
is- how you-
because
how old are you, Daniel? I want to know how old Daniel is. 40. You said 40, 47?
Daniel's 27.
I was gonna say, damn.
27. Daniel's 27.
This motherfucker drinking bowl, bro.
I-
You doing this that young like that, boy? But okay, yeah, 27. Okay, cool.
It sounds good because I like oatmeal raisin cookies, but I don't like raisins. So
It's
the
straight- yeah,
oatmeal
straight up oatmeal, dog.
pie sounds delicious because it's no
Bro,
raisins.
God.
And it's
tier
soft
stuff.
oatmeal. Like usually oatmeal cookies are brittle.
Ooh,
It is soft and chewy
Yes.
and moist and delicious,
we're
dog.
bringing John back. Tyler, do you have a favorite? Like what type
Favorite
of
old school
snack?
shit?
Of
Yeah,
that
I used to go
sort of-
hard on the oatmeal cream pies. The Little Debbie honey buns and shit too. Oh
Honey
my
buns is
god, I
crazy.
could eat a whole
Mhm.
box of those in one sitting, dog.
Bro, I remember in high school, nigga, all I would eat like for breakfast, a honey bun, Hawaiian punch. All I needed, I remember telling motherfuckers, man, like, I need a honey bun, Hawaiian punch, and this wave brush, nigga. Fuck everything else. Everything else gonna fall into place, niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as long as I got my wave brush, this honey bun, and this Hawaiian punch, you know, it's gonna be a good day on this side. You hear me? Simpler times. You feel me?
Yeah.
The chat agrees with you guys that oatmeal cream pies slap. Another Jackson in the chat said nothing has made me feel like this. I think in relation to the oatmeal.
Really?
Oatmeal pies. So
Maybe
shout
that
out.
is it. Like, what was that good? Tyler, what you eat now? What you eat now?
That was a strawberry.
Oh, okay. This nigga eat fruit.
Ooh, I love
Hey,
strawberry.
The way he said it sounded good too, because it
Look.
sounded like it was on the back of his
I
throat.
love
That was
strawberries.
that was a
Yeah.
juicy one. You know
That
what
shit
I'm
was good as
saying?
fuck too. Shouts to
You high,
Publix, man.
nigga?
That
Are you
motherfucking
high?
strawberry,
You high?
that strawberry pineapple kiwi boat. Nah, I ain't high.
Oh damn. 'Cause fruit high is the best, bro.
It is.
It is, man. That's highly slept on. You feel me? Highly slept on.
I feel like you guys kind of disrespected strawberries a little bit in our fruit conversation with Mina, and I just want to say they are in my top
No
3
way.
fruits.
I
Yeah, I
you
love
should-
strawberries.
I think they're a solid role player, bro.
Yeah.
right? Like,
Wow.
I don't think
They're
you
not even
start your
6 men of the
franchise with
year.
strawberries.
They're not even 6 men of the year. They're like,
You don't think strawberries are as good as Nas Reed?
no.
I think strawberries are a good third option.
What?
No.
Look.
Okay, thank you, Tyler. Thank
A
you.
good
like,
third
that's
option.
at
Like,
least-
no third option down the line. Like the second, like third off the bench, like the 8th man, right? You're talking about the 6th man.
Like a Chris Bosh with the Heatles type role. I think I think that.
I buy that.
Because bro, like I was eating a Publix pineapple kiwi strawberry bowl, my favorite fucking bowl that they serve. And bro, the pineapples and the kiwi, they're the stars of the show. Like I said, the strawberries are that's the third option to me, bro.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. Like there's mango steams. There's other really good players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's why I'm saying like it's a good role player in a fruit bowl. But when you put them down the line,
Oh yeah, it can't carry a team by itself.
you feel me? And so, but there's a lot of fruit that could. You know what I mean? There's a good amount of fruit that really could.
Maybe I'm just a strawberry stan. Someone in the chat, Connor, said strawberries are Shake Milton, which I find very disrespectful.
We might need to reel that one in.
John is pondering that like it could be true. And I need you to relax.
Then I came back. I have to give it a thought. He brought it out there. I just wanted to think, okay, I don't necessarily agree. But I do. Like, this is the thing about strawberries. Either they're great or they're mid. Like you can buy a whole batch of strawberries and then maybe 2 really good ones. You have to be very particular about the.
You're buying fruit from the wrong places, but fair.
This is whoever was not. But when I'm looking at it, I have to be very particular about which batch I grab. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's true.
Like,
I never buy strawberries on their own. I only buy them in like fruit bowls. And like I said, third option. Like what I do is I will take like a pineapple chunk and like a strawberry. So the pineapple chunk seasons, sweetens up the strawberry a bit. Fucking delicious. But like I said, third option, got to ride the coattails a bit of the star,
For sure.
Here's the NBA comp that I would give for strawberries. I think they are Donovan Mitchell. They are not good enough to be the best player on a championship team. They're not a true one option, but they definitely think they're a top option.
Yes.
Historically, people are like, strawberries, that's a top option fruit. And I don't think they're that good, but I do think if you pair them next to a mango, for example, I am super satisfied with the strawberries, my number 2 fruit. In that
okay, but the mango paired up with the mango, right? Like just not by itself. Like the mango has to be
paired up with the mango. I can eat a whole thing of strawberries by themselves. I really like strawberries, but if I was putting a roster of fruit together, I think it's fair to say it's a second option for me.
You know what fruit I think is a little overrated? Kiwi. I think kiwi's a little overrated. I think people like talk about kiwi like it's life-changing. Also, passion fruit is good, but it's not like the name is better than the actual fruit. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of you know what I mean? But like, hey, I'm not, kiwi's a good fruit, but I don't need you to be like, hey, you need to try this kiwi. Actually, I don't need to, you know what I mean?
You ever tried a golden kiwi? It's like way sweeter than the green one.
I saw them today. I haven't tried it. I saw them today. They good. I'll get them. I saw them today at Whole Foods.
Yeah, wifey loves them, bro. I do too.
Baby girl grabbed them. Maybe she had kids be having a spiritual connection with their surroundings. I said, baby, put these back. We don't need these. She looked at me like I was crazy. So
you ain't never had a golden kiwi.
You ain't never had a golden kiwi, fuck nigga.
The chat is all kind of all over the place on strawberries, it seems. We got Rodney saying strawberries are Carmelo Anthony. Wow. Elijah saying strawberries are more like Haliburton, great at setting up their teammates.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
Sean said, what are you guys putting over strawberries? Apples? And I got to say, Sean, you are unfamiliar with our game.
No.
You got to go revisit
the Apple Revolution
pod we did. You got to go, let's revisit our pod with Mina where we had a full-on fruit discussion. We got a lot of... The chat loves the strawberry or the fruit talk. We got Honeydew is Rudy Gobert.
I ain't mad at that. Honeydew is decent though, but yeah.
Pineapple is 2012 LeBron.
Yes, I think pineapple is the best fruit.
Passion fruit going 6 for 6 in the finals. We had a cantaloupe as the Jordan of fruits.
Oh,
which I
wow.
That's
How old is that person?
Oh,
How
he
old is
doesn't
that
even
person?
believe that. That is a troll. He just wanted to get mentioned on the pod.
Or they're 78. Like we have, you know what I mean? Like it's that's a
right.
That's like cantaloupe, like Barbara's like cantaloupe. Your name has to be Martha for it to be your favorite fruit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's a particular generation.
The last one I'm going to read, and then we can get out of here. Are great one from Herm Justino. Blueberries are Rudy Gobert. Wouldn't be rated if they weren't blue.
Oh wow,
that's a great take. I think blueberries are.
I think blueberries are really good when they're the sixth thing there. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta use blueberries like salt. You know what I mean? They're just kind of like seasoning a little. Yeah.
Blueberries are great in a smoothie.
Period.
And like
makes the smoothie purple,
but by themselves.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
but like when you're just eating it as a fruit,
nah, bro, cook.
That's a no.
You know
that's
who
a
loves
no
blueberries?
for me.
Baby girl, man. She loves frozen blueberries.
I feel like kids
loves
like blueberries.
frozen blueberries. She just, yeah. Anyway,
That's precious. Bless her.
We can talk about fruit
Yeah,
anytime. This has been a delight. This has been a delight. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Vinny. This is going to be. We will be back on Sunday. I believe most likely after Game 7 of Nuggets-Timberwolves. I'm very excited. I want an official prediction from you, John. I'm going to force you to make a prediction. Who wins?
Fuck it.
Ooh!
I'm manifesting it, dude. Fuck you mean? Why? It don't matter if they win or lose. That's what I want to happen. You feel me?
All right, that's all the time we got. We will see you guys on Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.